My father, Jonathan Walker, was a wealthy businessman, respected, feared, and admired in our town. He taught us discipline, honesty, and the value of family. For me, he was more than a father. He was my role model. But life is cruel. One winter morning, we lost him. The man who held our family together was gone. And with his death, the bond of family shattered like glass. I believed my elder brother, Richard, would carry father's legacy with honor. I believed he would treat me like a brother. But I was wrong, terribly wrong. Just days after the funeral, Richard's behavior changed. His voice became harsh, his eyes cold, his words filled with greed. One evening, he called me into father's study. He stood there, staring at father's chair, now his chair. He turned to me and said, "Ethan, this house, this business, everything belongs to me now. You don't fit in here anymore." I froze. My heart stopped. "Richard, what are you saying? Father never wanted this. We're brothers." Before I could finish, his fist crashed against my face. A punch so hard it knocked me to the floor. With burning eyes, he shouted, "Get out of this house! You mean nothing here!" That night, I packed my things. My mother cried silently, but she was powerless. My wife, Emily, held my hand as we walked out, humiliated, broken, and homeless. The world outside didn't welcome me either. Neighbors who once respected me now whispered behind my back. Friends disappeared. No one wanted to stand beside a man who had been thrown out of his own father's house. But the worst was yet to come. Emily fell sick. The stress, the cold nights, the lack of food, her health collapsed. Doctors prescribed expensive medicines I could barely afford. I swallowed my pride and called Richard. I begged him, "Richard, Emily is sick. Please, just help me with her medicines." There was silence for a moment. Then he laughed bitterly and said, "You want money from me after you've already taken enough? Handle your own mess." And he hung up the phone. That day, something inside me broke, and something else was born. I decided I would never beg again. I would never be humiliated again. If no one would stand by me, I would stand for myself. I took whatever work I could find. Loading trucks, cleaning shops, delivering newspapers, nothing was beneath me. Every dollar I earned, I saved. Emily, despite her illness, encouraged me. "Ethan, don't give up. One day all this pain will mean something." Her words became my strength. At night, while the world slept, I studied. Business books, investment strategies, construction plans. I devoured everything I could find. I learned, I failed, I tried again. Slowly, a small opportunity came my way. I started a minor construction job, fixing roofs and repairing walls. My honesty and hard work spread by word of mouth. More clients came, small jobs turned into big projects, and step by step, I built my own company. It wasn't easy. I failed many times. I lost money. I cried in silence. But every time I remembered Richard's fist, his words, his betrayal, I stood up again. Years passed. My company grew, from one man with tools to dozens of workers, then hundreds. Contracts rolled in, projects multiplied. Soon, I wasn't just surviving, I was thriving. And then, destiny gave me the perfect stage. I heard rumors. Richard was drowning in debt. He had mismanaged everything father built. He spent recklessly, trusted the wrong people, and gambled away his fortune. The empire he stole was collapsing. One morning, the headlines confirmed it. Walker Properties set for liquidation. I smiled, not because of revenge, but because justice had finally arrived. On the day of the auction, I walked into the same hall where Richard once stood proud. He was there too, older, weaker, broken. The same man who once punched me to the ground couldn't even look me in the eye. Piece by piece, I bought everything. The land, the business, the legacy. With every signature, I erased Richard's arrogance and rewrote my own destiny. But I wasn't done. I built a mansion not in some faraway place, but right across from Richard's crumbling house. A house larger, stronger, and grander than the one he once threw me out of. When the mansion was complete, the whole neighborhood came to see. They whispered, "Isn't that Ethan? The same man Richard threw out years ago?" And then the final scene unfolded. One evening, as the sun set behind my mansion, Richard walked up to my gate. His clothes were torn, his eyes hollow. He looked nothing like the man who once ruled over me. With trembling hands, he said, "Ethan, please, I have nothing left. I need food. I need help." For a moment, my old anger arose. I remembered his fist, his words, the night I was humiliated. I could have turned him away. I could have taken pleasure in his misery. But I didn't. I looked him in the eyes and said, "Richard, I will help you, but not because you're my brother. I'll help you because I know what it feels like to have nothing. But remember this, the day you punched me, you lost your right to call me brother." And I handed him some money. Just enough to survive, not enough to rise again. People ask me, "Ethan, was this revenge?" Maybe, but for me, it was more than that. It was justice. I didn't just build a mansion in front of Richard's house. I built a monument to patience, hard work, and resilience. My name is Ethan Walker. I was punched, betrayed, and thrown into the streets. But I rose from the ashes, and today, my success is my sweetest revenge.